Hello folks, Typhoon Carter here, and I bring to you Smogon Premier League 17. This is week 8, and we have Dababy2 of the Alpha Ruiners and Void of the Wi-Fi Wolfpack. The Ruiners are more or less eliminated from playoff contention, and for Dababy, his season's been okay. He's like 1 and 2, which isn't like terrible. Whereas for Void, I mean, he has a season that he would most certainly like to forget. Funnily enough, both these players actually played in DBV World Cup, although I think Dababy played Void for tiebreak, and he had a bit of a tough matchup. Ended up losing that. That was tough, but for him, this is a good chance for him to get back at Void. And for Void, I mean, the Wolfpack, they're also more or less eliminated. Like, the odds are stacked against them. They technically have a chance, but not really. They have a chance in the same way that Magneton is a real rock resist in ADV, but not the point. Anyways, Void, his season has been a struggle, to say the least, but anyways, enough said. Let's jump right into this. Rotom lead, Zapdos lead. So pretty uncomfortable lead matchup for Void here, because unless this Zapdos has Toxic, which is the one way that this Rotom does not immediately pop off. What likely happens here is that if the Zapdos trades with the Rotom, like trades Toxic for a Wisp, then if the Rotom is rest, then this is a horrible trade for the Zapdos to take. Now if Zapdos subs up and the Rotom whiffs on it, it's like, okay, not the end of the world. Now, if both sub, then that's an interesting predicament, but Rotom would be favored regardless. So, Void switches out to Blissey, avoids the Wisp, yeah, and Hippowdon's coming out, so Skarm's probably in the back here from Dababy if you're leading with Rotom. Rotom as a lead is also nice because it lets you work around stuff like Azelf, although we haven't really seen that much this SPL. Primo's going to come in here, misses the Leech Seed on the Skarm, and again, this Skarm can, it is a Shed Skarm for that matter, and Spikes are going to go up, but Rotom will block the Starmie all day, unless the Starmie has Hydro Pump. Surf's going to do a decent amount, and yeah, really you see here where that extra power of Hydro Pump on some variants of Starmie, Void really misses that, to put it lightly. And the question is whether this is mono S-Ball Rotom or mono T-Bolt. Now if it's mono T-Bolt, this Breloom is chilling, but what would likely happen is that Dababy also doesn't really want to switch the Skarm into Leech Seed because he's running Shed Shell. This means that if he gets Leech Seeded, it's like, well, the Skarm's longevity, instead of losing just 12% to hazards, you're losing 24%. So you lose a quarter of your health just entering into a field if you eat up a Leech Seed. And then the other thing you consider here is, and you really see how Surf, like only doing 37%, if that was a Hydro Pump, then the Rotom would actually be threatened, and you really see the difference that 25 or so base power difference can make in games like this. And so I know Piteous ran some variants of like just bulky Starmie that runs Hydro Pump for reasons like this. Anyways, this Rotom's gonna click Sleep Talk here, rest, okay, no harm, no foul. And for Dababy, that was a low risk click. Try to see how the Breloom would respond. Skarm's gonna come in, is he got Leech Seed again? Void does exactly that. And the Skarm now down to 64%. I mean, it has Drill Peck anyway, so he should feel pretty good about this. Spikes are up, and the Starmie is going to get some health back, but the Rotom's going to come in, get surfed there. Void can either stay in and play for that 66% chance of the Rotom not having the... And this is a fantastic trade for Void. So in that scenario, I think what Void realized was that if you was gonna surf and the Rotom's at 10%, so it can't come in again unless Dababy has his own spinner. So that way, like Void now has fulfilled his main objective, which is actually being able to get the spin off. And the Rotom's out of the picture, so Dababy looks like he's okay playing down like this, but Tyranitar's gonna come in. It's gonna get the crunch off. Yeah, Scarf Tar on the stall team's pretty common. So Void, unfortunately, I think he does. That was that crunch versus suit mine game, and I think Void probably could have tried to switch out, try to catch the baby choking, or like not clicking pursuit there. And for Dababy, clicking crunch there was pretty free because AU deals decent amounts of chip damage into whatever comes in, and now those hazards are there to stay up. So this is going to be a pretty important turning point for this game, and you can really see how Dababy has kind of swung the game back in his favor. And Latias is going to come in, and it's going to get Force Palm, which really does not matter in the grand scheme of things. And the Dababy's gonna go into Hippo, eat up the Leech Seed there, so the Latias probably did not have Ice Beam. And the baby swapped out there, probably trying to scout a Tyranitar entry, because generally if you're running Starmie, running Breloom, something like Gengar can be a total pain in the neck. So that's why, you know, the baby swapped out there trying to scout for a possible Pursuiter, and Hippo would be a really good mid-ground. Anyway, oh, okay, so he did have Ice Beam. He just held off on it. Gotta get Parrot though, which is not what the baby wants to see. And now Void's gonna have to probably bring the... Okay, he's gonna bring the Scizor in, so this is that double win condition. And no freeze there, but the Scizor now can be really annoying if he is not careful about this. Get a U-turn there. Oh wow, is that Scarf Scizor? I think that's what it might be here. And this Zapdos, we still don't know what the set is. And Clef's gonna come in, probably gonna scout the Toxic, instead eats a Hidden Power. And the Blissey's gonna come in, and it's probably gonna get knocked off. Just got Seismic Toss here, interesting. I think the baby like opted to not just S-Toss in case Zapdos had sub. Anyways, this game is gonna be pretty tough for Void from this position, especially the Encore too. Encore Clef really nice. I think I've ran a stall team with Encore Clef for reasons like sub Suicune matchup, which on these kind of teams it can be extremely annoying, and Encore Clef is really nice because it lets you get the edge on something like the Clefable Mirror, where if you can lock the opposing Clef into either wasting more softball PP or into an S-Toss, now you can like safely wear it down. Anyways, that said though, Rio's gonna come in here on the soft blow, so nice entry point from Void there, but the Latias probably gonna sit on this. And yeah, Force Palm only doing 11%, and Void I think is only out right now is to play for full paras. Leech Seed's there, gets one full para, now he needs another full para. And he's gonna bring in Scizor on a very aggressive entry. And this Scizor will more or less be able to get the Pursuit Trap off. Or just a U-turn. The Scizor's gonna be able to come in one more time. And the Zapdos, I mean the Clef is still gonna be a problem. The Tyranitar gonna come in, just gonna crunch. And Void's gonna roost up there. Question is, what set is this Zapdos? It's T-Bolt. It might be... Oh, that is not a good Spadef drop to be eating at this point in the game. And Rhyperior is Void's last, so this is a para spam that Void has going here. And wait, is this Custap, or maybe it's like Rindleberry or something? I'm not sure. Oh, that is not good. But this is an interesting endgame now because the Zapdos actually can win this. Depending on what the... Oh, it's Heat Wave. Okay, that is less than ideal. So this is Roost re-attacks Zapdos. This Green's gonna come in here. Question is, does this have Ice Fang? Yes, it does, and that is unfortunate. And now Void basically just lost his one way of actually beating Clef reliably, because the problem here is that for Void, if you... So Scizor more or less has to play for a superpower endgame. The only problem here is that the Hippowdon is like so absurdly bulky that Void's only out would be get the Scizor in, and have the Hippowdon low enough where a crit superpower will actually kill. And then on top of that, you also would have to, you know, the Scarm can just come in as a sack to, like, you know, make sure the superpowers or the superpower attack drops actually occur, and then you can safely bring Clef in, and then the game is more or less over. And yeah, like, the baby's not gonna let that happen, as you see the Clef come in, and Clef can just knock off for free, because Zapdos can't really do anything. Oh, I think the only reason why the baby is not knocking is because the Sus would be able to click different moves. That is like literally the only reason why. And Bliss is going to be sacrificed here, interesting. And Zapdos gonna come in again. I mean, okay, sure. I think, yeah, Void's trying to play around Encore, and yeah, that's gonna do it. So this is gonna get sacked. And the Scizor can't really do anything else. I mean, yeah, okay, sure, Bug Bite. And Ice Fang's gonna do the job anyways. And Void basically has no out. That doesn't involve him just critting 6 million times, and yeah, see. Reese again. EQs, and I mean, the way this game is playing out, okay, now Void's trying to like mix things up here, and the baby gets it right, so Void doesn't even have a chance to come back, so the baby's gonna win this, and another loss for Void. This has been a brutal season for him, to say the least, but good stuff from the baby. And for Void, I mean, really the difference here was the fact that the Starmie was just not able to get the hazards off. And that was a really good play from the baby to bring the Scarftar in. Because sometimes, you know, when you see back Scarftar, like for Void, I think that was like just a mind game. Where like, it's the Crunch versus Pursuit dynamic where the baby just simply got that turn right, and that allowed, you know, the Scarm to keep the 2 layers up, you know, keep the Stealth Rocks up, because the Scarm was actually getting pressured a lot throughout the game, and Void was doing a good job actually trying to pressure the Scarm's longevity, and you really see how Scarm really misses leftovers when you have stuff like Leech Seed Breloom that can just annoy it repeatedly. Anyways, that being said though, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.